Your publicist said you were selling more tickets now than ever. And you've been doing this touring without issuing albums for, 20 years?
Yeah.
What do you think the reason is that you're selling more tickets now than ever?
I don't know. It's a total mystery to me. We were playing at the Garden for 10 years, once a month. And then we found out now the tickets are selling faster and they're charging more for them and there's more demand for the tickets. Yeah. And I thought there'd be an arc to it and it would kind of diminish after time, but it's gotten bigger. It got bigger and bigger and bigger. So this is getting ridiculous.
I think two things happened. I think it was handed down from generations, and now the younger generation that couldn't leave the house can now leave the house and buy tickets, and they want to go hear that music. And the second reason is I think nobody came to render you obsolete. Did you think at some point that there was going to be a bigger, better, stronger, faster Billy Joel that was going to render you obsolete and that you would go quietly into second place and go, look, times change? And did you realize at a certain point they weren't coming?
I think I thought that around the early 80s, late 70s, when like new waves started coming in, like a guy like Joe Jackson. I really liked his album. I said, well, he'll replace me. I thought that, yes.
Yeah. And then at some point you realize no one's coming. Do you feel that way now, that this is smooth sailing till your last show?
I don't think I ever relax about where I'm at in the history of things, on the charts or anything. I never take that for granted. It always surprises me that we're still doing this. I'm 75 years old. I thought you got kicked out.
Yeah, I have a little mini version of that myself. I was waiting to get kicked out.
Yeah.
And I was waiting to show everyone how compassionate I would be about it. And then I realized that what changed in my life, and perhaps this affected you as well, is the way people spent their time changed. And now it's very difficult. It's not impossible, but it's very difficult to spend 6 hours a day playing an instrument because there's so much other distraction. So I was probably the last, did an Indiana Jones under the falling rock wall thing just in time to get into that circle of musicians who had spent a really, really long time. And now even if you dedicate yourself to spending a really long time, you have this thing now of being able to publish your music immediately. The fact that you could upload whatever you wrote to the world within minutes of writing it, if you're 16, 17. I couldn't do it, you couldn't do it, so you would have signed a record deal at 19 if you could have.
Sure. I think I did.
Did you really?
Yeah, I think so. Mercury Records at one of those weird labels.
All right, and how long had you been playing by that point, or writing by that point?
Since I was 14, I think.
And how many hours a day were you in front of a piano?
Most of the day.
Most of the day.
Yeah.